So, hello YouTube, and welcome back into the game with Ramses. You might notice that the colors are different. That's probably because a mod I use, which changes the colors of civs, got updated, and that influenced the colors we have. I really like this yellow on purple, so for sure we will be keeping this. And to try and give a concise summary, I'm switching to post-commentary. In the late ancient and classical era, the main task is to get established, get cities down. And we got help from an unexpected corner here. Our good friend to the west, Georgia, left a settler unguarded, and it was ripe for the picking for our warrior and scout. So we declared war on Georgia to steal that settler. We did have to trade our scout for that, but getting a city for a scout and also killing a Georgian scout is a good trade-off all in all. Third city was called Akhetaten, and it's set provocatively on the border with the Georgian realm. Meanwhile, we got a holy site and a shrine to try and get a religion, because a religion is very helpful in a diplomacy game. Getting the Wonder Mahabodhi Temple hinges on having a religion, and 2 diplomatic victory points are 10% of your win condition. Also, with a religion, you can get pagodas, which give you diplomatic favor. Meanwhile, we were having trouble in the southwest with a barbarian encampment. It was spawning a lot of units, and the terrain made it very hard to outmaneuver them. So we lost our first hero, Hippolyta, to those barbarians. But in the same turn, we recruited a new hero, Hercules or Heracles, and he would give us a holy site in Akhetaten, a government plaza in Abydos, and a 3rd district a bit later on. Since we needed nothing more from Georgia than that one settler, we made peace just before we went into the classical era at turn 50, and at the same time we unlocked political philosophy. Since we got 28 culture from buildings at this point, and our tempo was 8 culture per turn, that means we got to political philosophy 3.5, so 4 turns sooner than without Abu Simbel as an ability. So that's a pretty nice boost, I would say. We went into autocracy for wonder production because of the synergy with culture from wonders. We settled our 4th city, Memphis, on a mercury tile just because I wanted to put it on the mace tile next to it, but there was a city-state unit there. And we immediately went for a monument or old god obelisk there. Then, on turn 56, we got the Temple of Artemis, our first wonder. The Temple of Artemis gives food and housing to the city. It is built in this case, Abydos, and also it gives an amenity for each improved plantation, pasture, and camp tile within a range of 4 tiles to the city that tile is in. So, a bunch of plantation resources with the cotton there would be very nice for us. We settled our 5th city, Apu, on a floodplains, not very productive, but it would have to do for now, and it did get a bunch of food. More importantly, we got our great prophet, and we could found the great religion of Abu Simbel. So, normally, work ethic is a very good belief to go for, since it gives you production, and we want to be productive. But because we were the 2nd religion on the map, we had the option of going for choral music. And quite frankly, I don't think that was the optimal pick. But since it's so often taken, and I could now finally get it, I took it. It gives a little bit of culture for each shrine and for each temple, which on one hand kind of synergizes with Abu Simbel, since you're getting culture per turn and you're getting a boost of culture, but like realistically I should have taken work ethic. But I saw core music, I clicked the button. Then Heracles was in position to build our first commercial hub as soon as we got to currency, and it was a splendid one as well with +4 thanks to being next to the government plaza. That's why the government plaza is so good next to a river. The pace of getting buildings and getting culture from them was starting to pick up with a granary and a shrine and a monument or old god obelisk. But meanwhile in the southwest, Heracles tried to handle the barbarians and had no luck himself. Then we got the Ancestral Hall, very important building because it gives a builder for every city you settle, and a little bit of settler production in the city it's built in. But I usually don't use it for that, because I usually get my settlers with faith from monumentality. Meanwhile, we got a +3 campus in Thebes. With the Fisher, it just makes sense to get a good campus next to that. And in a diplomacy game, you do want science as well as culture. That's also why I took, as the second belief, cross-cultural dialogue for Abu Simbel, so we're getting science from our followers. Again, picking up the pace with a watermill and monuments, and we settled our 6th city of Nechen on the copper, and it was the first city which got a builder thanks to Ancestral Hall, and we had just unlocked feudalism as well. So thanks to the card of serfdom, we got a 5 charge builder for settling that city. And at this point you see that the value proposition for getting new cities becomes very good. Again, picking up the pace with some buildings, and on turn 83 with Hanging Gardens. Hanging Gardens, an often overlooked wonder in my opinion, although it's usually a discount Temple of Artemis. It gives a longer lifespan to your heroes if you have that game mode turned on. It gives 15% growth in all cities, and it also gives a bit of housing in the city it's built in again. So Abydos at this point have the potential to grow very tall. Meanwhile, in the west, however, Georgia was sending in missionaries to try and convert us to Eastern Orthodoxy. Of course, that could not stand, and I knew that one of the tasks in the new era would be to convert back my cities, either through theological combat or with an inquisition. In any way possible, we needed to get back those cities to Abu Simbel. And just as the era was coming to an end, we settled our 8th city of Swenet on a river where, as you can see, I had plans for industrial zones and aqueducts and a commercial hub next to a harbor. Actually, that commercial hub is supposed to go into Swenet, which is going to be a bit tricky, as you might see at the start of the next episode. But it was the end of the classical era. We went into the medieval era, and the medieval era is where it's at when it comes to diplomacy. It's the era that you should be building Mahabodhi Temple in, which is 2 points. It's the one where the first Congress comes in, and you can try to get diplomatic victory points from there. So the Diplo game is now really starting. So I hope you like this, and I hope you will join me in that 3rd episode when we get the first diplomatic victory points, hopefully. I can't promise anything. But if you like this, then do leave a like, and if you want to know when the next episode goes live, then do subscribe and ding that bell. And I hope I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.